Hi, this is Kate with Kate's Paper Creations. I want to welcome you to my weekly Simply Beautiful, Beautiful Cards Simply Made video and blog. I'm glad you stopped by today. I went on to Stampin' Up. This got started a while back. It was a challenge from Stampin' Up to make cards as simple as possible. And as I've shared before, sometimes for those of us that are avid stampers, we have a tendency to want to add and add and add until to our cards and make these beautifully elaborate cards. And there's a place for those. But for those of you that are more in the beginning stages of stamping, I can remember those days, although it's been close to 30 years ago now, when I only had just a few things to use and to work with. And so Stampin' Up! Challenged us as demonstrators to come up with cards that used three things: paper, ink, and a sentiment or something. No layers, no extras at all, okay? So I have just recently taken on that challenge. I haven't typically done that in the past, but now I do it on a weekly basis. And so I want to share with you this week's card. And it is a note card size. So this original base, cut from Basic White Thick, is 5 by 7 and is scored at 3.5, and it makes a 3.5 by 5 note card. And Stampin' Up! Also just sells note cards and envelopes in the catalog as well, so you've got envelopes that go with them, and so that's a good place to get these. But what I used today to make this card is this Field of Flowers stamp set. And I'm going to be using this border here and some of the words, the flowers, and the dragonfly. So let's get started and I'll show you how I made it. So there's that base card. I'm going to fold that and burnish it so it'll stay folded. And I started with Pear Pizzazz. And I'm going to put a piece of scrap underneath here because I'm going to stamp off a little bit. Okay, so I started with Pear Pizzazz and that lovely border, and let's do this. Let's lay it flat like that. There, much better. And I just kept it even with the opening edge of the card and stamped it down. Now you can see a little faux pas there. Don't worry, we're going to fix that. That's not a big deal. Sometimes I just don't press hard enough with these types of stamps. Okay, there's the first color. Then that's what I did, and then I went back and stamped it a second time with the same color and filled it in a little bit fuller. But as I was getting ready to make my video, I decided I wanted to add a second green. So I'm going to get out the garden green, and I'm going to clean this up just a little bit. And I am going to stamp a second time over that with the garden green. And that'll fix that little spot. And I'm going to offset it just a little bit. Matter of fact, I think I'll just go right in the middle. And then I'll just add a little bit on each end to fill in where it didn't. You can see what I'm doing there. And I kind of like it with the mixed colors, so you'll have to tell me what you think. I thought that was quite pretty. Now I'm going to stamp those little flowers, and it's designed to kind of match up with the border. And I'm going to stamp them with two colors. The first one here I'm going to use is Rococo Rose. And I'm just going to, and you can see that some of the flowers overlap underneath the grass, and it just looks like they're hidden in there. So that's really kind of cute, I thought. Okay, and then I'm going to come back with the second color, which is Blackberry Bliss. And I'm going to add some more flowers with another color. And I'm going to try and space them so that they're not covering each other up. And you can see that when you're stamping it. So I think that's enough flowers. So there's the flowers. Then I stamped the words, and as you can see, it says, "You are always my friend." And so I stamped those with cinnamon cider. This is just a really fun brown. And I stamped the largest word first. Just like that. That's such a lovely word. The way it's scripted is just gorgeous. And then this is "You are," and I just placed it up here. And this one says "My friend." Get it right side up. That would not be funny. And "My friend," just like that. Then in that kit, in that stamp set, excuse me, is a little tiny dragonfly. And I'm going to stamp it with soft or Seaside Spray, because I just wanted a real soft color. And there, and there, and one needs to be coming up out of the flowers somewhere, like that. Then, I don't know, you know, stamps, ink, and paper. That's what you're supposed to use. And a single stamp set. So a single stamp set, ink, and paper. That's what constitutes, quote unquote, by Stampin' Up's definition, a simple card. And so I don't know, but I think that Wink of Stella is considered ink. So I'm going to use some Wink of Stella because dragonfly wings are supposed to shimmer. They just do. If you've ever watched them fly, caught any of them in a jar to look at them, their wings have a beautiful shimmery look to them. And so I have decided that Wink of Stella is considered an ink, and I am putting Wink of Stella on the wings of my dragonflies so that they will shimmer. And there is today's beautiful cards, Simply Made. Now, if you were interested, you could take this border and you could do it on your envelope. Let me grab an envelope. And if you wanted to, you could do the flap of your envelope with that border as well. Let's do it. Let's see what it looks like. Just for the fun of it. Oh, the last color I stamped was Garden Green. So let's start with that because that stamp has already got that on it. And let's stamp the envelope flap. Way cool. Now I'm going to add the second color because I did on the card. I'm going to add it here as well. So I'll clean my stamp up just a little bit. And we'll get out that Pear Pizzazz. And like that. And there's that second color. I still think that's really awesome. It gives it more depth because it's got the two different shades. It looks like, I don't know, it's just thicker. And so it looks really good. And then we'll put more flowers. We can leave it like that, but I think I'll put the flowers on the flap as well. There's some Blackberry Bliss ones. And let's get some Rococo Rose ones in there. And can you imagine the delight when they get their envelope and they go to open the flap and see these beautiful little flowers on their envelope, and then when they open their card up and pull it out, they'll go, "Oh, look, it matches." And it'll just add even more delight to having received the card. So there you have it. Today's beautiful, Simply Beautiful, beautiful cards made simply. Thanks for stopping by.